today's video. Today, first of all, a little bit of a different setup. When's the last time I sat on my bed with an actual setup in front of me and filmed a video? It's been probably a year. And that leads me to talking about the company that I am actually partnering with on this video, and that is 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪. 𝓢𝓸𝓬 is a photography and lighting company, and I've actually been using their ring lights for years, like years and years, probably since 2016, something like that, 2016, 2017. And 𝓢𝓸𝓬 was kind enough to send me their newest ring light, which is supposed to provide softer, more even lighting. It is by far the most advanced ring light that I have ever owned, technology-wise, and I will include a little video so that you can see close up kind of what I see, the settings. You can adjust the brightness, of course. You can adjust the temperature if you want it warmer or if you want it a little cooler. It comes with a remote, which I have never had before, so that is very convenient, as well as a light up LED screen. And it has 3 different notches that I can put 3 phones up if I wanted to, or 2 cameras or whatever. It's the perfect size, and this is the first time I'm trying it out. I think it looks good. I will be playing with the settings as we go, but it's beautiful. My last one, it was time for it to be recycled. I wore it to the ground and it was basically broken. So I am so thankful to be working with 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪 on this video, and I'm very excited to show you what I'm using. So if you are a content creator out there, or you're thinking about starting a channel or whatever, or if you do photography and you need a ring light or some sort of source of lighting, I think this would be perfect for you. So I will leave all the links down below should you want to check them out. Thank you, 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪, for working with me on this video, and without further ado, let's get on with the rest of the video. So as you can tell, we are doing another Reddit reading video, and we are going back to the Am I the Asshole thread. This was requested by, I meant to take a screenshot and I thought I did, and I guess I didn't, or I didn't save it properly. It was like Emmy or Emily or something like that. I'm so sorry, you know who you are. It was probably like sometime last week that the comment was posted, but it was requested to do another one of these videos, and I remember when I did it the first time, it was really well received and really well liked. So essentially, this is going to be a purely whispered reading video, and we're going to be reading through this Reddit thread, and people basically come on here with a scenario of something that happened in their life, and they're like, okay, am I in the wrong? Am I the bad person? And then people can comment yes or no. So I'm going to read these scenarios to you that are written by real people on this thread, and I want you guys to tell me, if you're still awake, in the comments what you think about each of these. Okay, and we're gonna go through them one by one. Alright, so I have the thread here, and I tried to pick the ones with the most like upvotes, the ones that get the most traction, because those are usually the good ones. So I'm not gonna read all of them, but this one was posted 8 hours ago. Alright, so let's get started. The first one is, am I the asshole for always turning down hangouts with my friends when they ask to bring their kids? This one's kind of a long one, but okay. So it says, I have a friend group of 7 women from university. I'm the only one that's child-free, but 1 is childless, 2 are pregnant. What? I'm the only one that's child-free, but 1 is childless. Okay, 2 are pregnant with their first, and 3 of them have kids. We as a group rarely meet up. I've seen all of them maybe twice in the last year, and we all live in the same city. Every time someone asks to meet up and we finally find a date everyone is available, one of the moms always asks if they can bring their child or children. It it's usually one or two moms, as the third actually wants to have a kid-free evening. And before anyone else can answer, the other moms say yes. All three moms have husbands who can watch their kids. Most of them also have both sets of grandparents who are involved, but somehow they can never manage to find someone who can babysit, as they call it. So at this point, I've stopped answering until they've set a time and place. Someone has asked about kids, and I say I can't make it. I hang out with them one-on-one or in a smaller group instead. Well, a few days ago, we finally agreed to meet up. No one has asked about kids, and we were having a barbecue and wine night. Well, who shows up with their 8-year-old? Yep, one of the moms. I clearly didn't hide my annoyance, and one of the girls asked me why. I just waved it off, and 30 minutes later, I excused myself and left. Said I didn't feel well. In those 30 minutes, we hadn't had any adult talk. We were just entertaining the kid. I'd rather go home than do this for another 3 to 4 hours. After I left, I think they realized this was a pattern, and I got a text from most of the girls in the group. Some were calling me an asshole, others just saying they were annoyed with me for leaving, while the third mom had my back and asked to meet up later that week to have a proper wine night. I don't hate kids at all. I work with them every day and don't want to spend my time off relaxing with friends, having to entertain other people's kids again. Alright, what do you guys think? I see both sides, but I think there are other better ways to handle that situation. But let me know what you guys think. Okay. This one says, am I the asshole for ignoring my friend's phone calls and telling her to F off? Okay, let's see. This one got a lot of traction. That's why I picked it. Let's see. It says, I, 37 male, have been friends with Lucy, 38 female, for about 30 years. Lucy always calls me when she has a problem, as we've been friends for so long, and I'm always there for her. This can be something as small as editing her resume, or something as big as needing a loan to make rent. Unfortunately, Lucy only has one mode, emergency. So whether it's a crisis or a simple problem, she always approaches it in emergency mode. The other day, I was in the middle of taking a timed assessment for work on my phone. I was about 5 minutes into it when Lucy called me. As I was in the middle of the assessment, I declined the call and put her into voicemail. As soon as I did this, she called back. I once again declined and put her into voicemail. She called back a third time, and I did the same thing. Keeping in mind, every time she did this, it interrupted my assessment. The clock kept running, and the screen filled with her phone call taking away the question. She texted me, which popped up on the screen, 911, call me. I responded, busy, call you in 20. She replied, please, it's an emergency. I closed the text and continued my assessment. She then started calling again. I put 5 calls in a row into voicemail. I was behind on my assessment, so I tried to power through, but stress was getting to me. Lucy texted me, need you now. I lost it and texted back, F off, in all capital letters with a bunch of exclamation points. In 30 years, neither of us has ever said that to each other, but in that moment, I just wanted her to leave me alone. She didn't respond, but stopped calling me. When I finished my assessment, I called her back, and she threw me into voicemail. I texted her and said I was done and could talk. She replied, it's fine, I took care of it. I later learned that her car had broken down and she needed a ride to work so she wouldn't miss her shift. She wound up calling her father. She was late for work and got a written warning. She's been very cold to me, and I feel very badly that I hurt her. I've apologized for cursing at her, and she just says it's fine without any further comment. I'm beginning to doubt if my reaction was justified and feel horrible for damaging our friendship. Is it me for how I reacted and not helping my friend when she was in need? What do you guys think? I'm gonna go with no. Again, better ways to handle it, but also, I don't know, she was acting like fact somebody was dying and I don't know, like there are other people you could call. I don't know. I personally wouldn't like blow up somebody's phone like that. I don't know. That's just me. Oh, this one's interesting. Actually, both of these are interesting. Okay, let's do both of them. So the next one is, am I the asshole for telling my dad's wife I am not throwing her daughter a baby shower? My dad's stepdaughter is 18 and she's expecting a baby. I don't know how much about the circumstances overall. I only know there is no father in the picture for this baby and no paternal family either. Oh, and that she's living with my dad and his wife again. So my dad's wife called me up randomly a few days ago and told me that her daughter's friends are not offering to throw her a baby shower, and that as her sister, I would be the next best person to throw her one because I am closer to her age group. She told me I have failed her daughter as a sister in the past by refusing to be her big sister and acting like I don't have a responsibility to her. This is where I can make it up to her and get off on good footing as an aunt. Yikes. I told my dad's wife I would not be throwing her daughter a shower, but she's more than free to, and if I have the time available, I might show up. She told me it wasn't good enough and I'm supposed to be her daughter's big sister, that she promised her a big sister. I told her she should have adopted an older girl or found a husband with a daughter who wanted to be a big sister. I told her she married a man whose daughter had no interest in taking on the role, and after 15 years, it was time she accepted that. She told me that my behavior was worse than when I chose to stop going to my dad's house during his parenting time when I was 13. I told her I was okay with that. I thought we were done, but yesterday she called me again, and I gave her the same answer. No. She called me an asshole and told me I am hurting her daughter, who is innocent in all of this. Late last night, I got a message from who I assume is her daughter, but I can't be positive since I don't have the girl's number. And she said she was sorry her mom was being pushy, and she was sorry if I hated her, but she would really love it if I wanted to even throw a shower with her. She said she could really use a big sister, and she's always loved me, even if I never loved or cared about her. It made me question if I was too harsh in saying no, because she did hit the nail on the head. She always admired me while I never loved or cared for her. Wow. I have a lot of questions about this one. But let me know what you guys think. The next one is, am I the asshole for refusing to go to my sister's child-free wedding despite not having kids? Alright, it says, oh, this one's long. Alright, let's dive into it, shall we? It says, hi Reddit. For some background, I am the youngest of 4 girls. My 2 older sisters, 32 and 30, both have kids. My 3rd sister, 27, doesn't and is getting married at the end of the month. I, 23, also don't have children, but my partner and I hope to have some in the future. Oldest sister lives overseas with her husband and so is mostly irrelevant in this situation. Her and sister 3 don't speak. Anyway, sister 3 is having a child-free wedding. She is like aggressively child-free. We don't really get along. So basically our parents are old farts, and then in parentheses it says LOL, I love them, and can no longer drive. I can't drive either, but my husband can, as can my older sister. She's a single mom though, and had no one to watch her kids. My husband and soon-to-be brother-in-law hate each other. They grew up together, and there's just lots of hard feelings there, so my husband wasn't going to the wedding. I was going to have him drop me off. In the end, last weekend, after months of anxiety, I said I would stay with the kids so my parents and sister could go. She would drive them and attend in my place. Once we decided, my husband gave the okay to work on the day of the wedding. My sister lost it at that, then decided she would have someone else drive our parents and asked me to come. I told her no, my older sister wants to go, I'd rather her there anyway. As if one of our parents falls or something, she knows what to do, okay? Sister lost it and said I was being selfish. This is where I may be the asshole. I then told her I didn't see the point in going to an event half the family would be missing from, referencing the kids. She said it shouldn't matter to me because I don't have kids. I then said they were better company than her and point blank refused to attend her wedding. Even if the kids have a babysitter, which sister is now offering to pay for, I wouldn't go. She's so upset. I feel a little bad, but not much. My oldest sister says I'm right. The second sister says she feels really bad. Our parents aren't really acknowledging the situation. I think they just want to see their daughter get married. I can definitely see both sides of this, and I'm conflicted. The more I think about it, the closer I get to apologizing and offering to go, even though I don't want to. Everyone who is asking, okay, and then these are edits from the author of this. Everyone who is asking about the drama between my husband and brother-in-law, here you go. I had to get permission from my sister-in-law before I could share. My sister-in-law, her husband's sister, and soon-to-be brother-in-law, a lot for me, dated in high school. He got her pregnant and dipped. He tried to force an abortion on her, accused her of cheating, the whole shebang. When she had the baby, she had a DNA test done and sued him for child support. The entire time he was slating her name, making her feel horrible, tried to force her to put their son up for adoption. When their son of 5 months passed away due to undetected medical issues, she was suffering and hospitalized. Brother-in-law made a post about being free from the shackles of his, quote, bank draining baby mama and went on a partying streak to celebrate. Oh my. Insists that she's a bad mom, even now, and has never once visited his son's grave and skipped his funeral. Didn't tell his own family members that he'd passed away, and they always also missed his funeral. My husband hates him. He ended up having to work overtime to pay for the funeral as a 15-year-old because his brother-in-law refused to step up. He doesn't even acknowledge his son. My sister-in-law is still recovering, no thanks to him, but has welcomed a baby girl in the past year, and she's an amazing mom. Wow, okay. That one was a lot, and I think it was just the way that it was written. It was like a lot for me to keep track of. So let me know what you guys think about that one. The next one we'll do says, am I the asshole for being petty to a 10-year-old? My husband has 2 girls from a previous marriage, Addison, who's 12, and Madeline, who's 9. He and his ex broke up when she was pregnant with Madeline, and we started dating shortly after. I've been in the girl's life since Addison was 3 and Madeline was 6 months old. We have primary custody during the school year. During the summer, they do 3 weeks with us, 1 week at their biological mom's house. Their biological mom has a 10-year-old stepdaughter, Lauren, that can be a bit of a bully. Madeline is very shy and has some sensory issues and minor developmental and speech delays, so she's seen as an easy target for Lauren. All 3 girls share a room, so Madeline doesn't really have an escape from Lauren. Last time I picked the girls up, Madeline ran to me and said that Lauren took a lot of her clothes and toys and wouldn't give them back. Their biological mom said Madeline gave them to Lauren, but Addison confirmed that Lauren did not take them from Madeline. I'm sorry, that she did take them from Madeline. I was able to get a couple things back, like her favorite pajamas and stuffed animal, but Lauren and their biological mom wouldn't give anything else back. Their biological mom's house is very close to 2 very nice malls. I think it's also important to mention that my husband and I are much more well off than their biological mom and her husband. When Lauren and the girls' biological mom wouldn't give the rest of Maddie's stuff back, I promised the girls a shopping spree at the nearby malls. Lauren said she wanted to come, but I told her that she just got a lot of new clothes and toys, so she doesn't need to go. She gave a lot more of Maddie's stuff back and asked if I could take her now, but the answer was still no. Lauren threw a temper tantrum, and the girls' biological mom had decided I am no longer welcome at her house, and that she will only release the girls to their dad, which is against the custody order. My husband is defending me to their biological mom, but he is saying I was petty and I shouldn't have done that. I didn't think it was that petty. I don't know. I think that's just like standing up for your kid. So I'm gonna definitely go with no. This one got a lot of attention, and it says, am I the asshole for canceling my brother's wedding? Yikes. Okay, it says, to make a novel short, my 27-year-old brother and female. Her brother, who is a 30-year-old male, met his future wife, a 28-year-old female named Ella, at a party 3 years ago. Honestly, we never got along, but I always tried to put up a peaceful front because my brother seemed blissfully happy with her. Ella was mean to me a lot, like a lot. She would make comments about my weight, my makeup, and especially my dog. She hated animals and hated that I would bring my lab Toast to my parents' or my brother's house. It always just felt like something aimed to hurt me. When the two got engaged, she asked me to be her maid of honor since she has no sisters or many girlfriends, and since my brother seemed thrilled, I obliged. I wonder why she doesn't have so many friends. Sorry, that was mean. What I failed to realize when I accepted the role was that to her, maid of honor meant planning the entire wedding. Like I was booking venues, florists, jazz band, everything. Even worse, she expected me to put my credit card down for all of it. My brother and her are not exactly well off, and since I have a well-paying job, I didn't mind holding the deposits, but it was starting to add up a lot. Every time I asked Ella about it, she would say that it would all be paid back by her parents before the wedding. Well, flash forward to last week, about 3 weeks before the wedding, and she's unbearable to be around. She can't last more than a few sentences before snapping at anyone. So when I of course brought up the money, she hit the fan. I asked if she had received the updated receipt of everything owed. When she exploded, she called me a whole line of terrible names, but the one that stuck out was her saying, "What do you need the money for anyway? Your sick dog is dead now." Yikes. My beautiful Toasty died about a month before this, after he fought the bravest battle with cancer. He was my sole dog, and I was devastated. I blinked at her and simply left the room, having no energy to even respond to something so cruel. I went back to my car, and after the 20 silent minute drive home, I parked the car and immediately called the vendors and canceled my deposit under my card. Every single one. After almost 20 calls, all that was left of her wedding was the dress and the flower arch. I texted my brother a short explanation. I told him that every vendor would be contacting him if they wished to keep their services, and they were now responsible for covering everything, as it should have been in the beginning, and that I would no longer be attending. It was a matter of minutes before my phone started to explode, and I just turned it off. It's been a few days, and I haven't talked to anyone but my mom, who thankfully understands where I was coming from. My brother has tried to call, but I just feel terrible, both about what I did and about what she said. I know what I did was extreme, but I also couldn't sit by and practically enable her cruelty anymore. I still can't help but feel bad for ruining my brother's big day. So, am I the asshole for this? I'm gonna go with no, but let me know your thoughts. Let's do one more. Let's do this one. This one doesn't really have like a title. I think it just says something about a boyfriend not wanting to split hospital bills after having a baby. So let's see. My boyfriend and I just had a baby a couple of months ago. Since then, things have been rocky and I am feeling very hurt, and I think he may be feeling the same way. We've been working hard to try and make this work, but keep arguing about things like money, sleep, and not feeling recognized for our contributions. When I was about 4 months pregnant, I sat my boyfriend down to have a discussion about my maternity leave. I wanted for us to both be on the same page about how long I would be taking and that I would not be paid while on maternity leave. We agreed that I would take 12 weeks of maternity leave, and that was our plan. A few weeks before our baby came, my boyfriend and I spoke about the upcoming events, and I told him that I was going to need help paying rent. He became upset. I apologized for the miscommunication, and then he helped me pay rent for the 12 weeks that I was on maternity leave, so he made 3 rent payments. Now, a while later, our hospital bills have arrived, and he informed me last minute that he will not be splitting them with me because he helped me with rent. Oh. Even though every discussion we've had leading up to this, even after my leave had already started, we agreed that we would split them. My boyfriend makes 6 figures and 3 times my annual salary. Well, he did, but he quit his tech job to spend more time with us on maternity leave. But that actually turned into him starting his own business, which is another reason that he is complaining to me that he can't afford to pay the hospital bills that we have, his career and dreams, but this feels unfair. I want to support him with his career and dreams. Oh, but that feels unfair. Sorry, I read that twice. Am I the asshole for thinking that this is unfair of him after he helped me with my rent while I was on maternity leave? Girl, no. No. I think all of those were a no for me in this video. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I think I can always do more of this type of video, or if you have other, I don't like use Reddit really other than to like make these videos, so I don't know what threads are out there. But if you have other threads that you think would be good for an ASMR video, I've done this one. Obviously, I've done a couple of scary story ones, which I usually try to keep for like the fall time anyway. But if you have any suggestions, feel free to comment them down below, or you can DM me on Instagram, and I can make a video with those. So just let me know. But I hope that you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.